We have Vanshika Sharma with us, who has volunteered to record a Libra woman for this audiobook. Thank you, Vanshika, for doing this with us.
Thanks to you, actually. Yeah, it was fun.
I'm so happy. When we read through the book, in the Libra woman introduction, I have said that they are the kind of women who actually gaze at you and look at you when you're talking to them, and if you're, talking a lot especially, would have that come to the point kind of a look on their face.
Yeah.
Or they might even interrupt you and say, really, dude, what's the point? Come to the point. Do you think you're like that?
Yeah, I do think at times I do behave in the similar manner. Like I would not straight away say come to the point, but yes, I would indicate definitely.
So that does, make you restless कि भैया क्या बकवास कर रहा है, come to the point.
Actually, yes. Yeah, कई बार तो मतलब introduction इतना लंबा हो जाता है, exactly point पे नहीं आते लोग. So yeah, it happens.
Okay. The other point, if I remember, we did talk about was the expressions of a Libra woman. They change from from intense to absolute fun and back to intense in like few minutes, depending on the mood, the people they are with.
Mm-hmm.
I did experience that in our first meeting too, and I did make sure that I put you through that test by putting some uncomfortable topics into this,
Okay.
another couple of things, just to watch your expressions. I don't know whether you got that. That was a test that was happening.
I didn't
But
get
it
that.
is a lot of fun to really see how people react to what you say. Do you see that in your real life, that you go through such mood swings and expressions that change and friends may have observed?
Yeah. I do undergo mood swings and times, and in fact, I have been told the same thing a number of times. कि यार तेरे expression कैसे change होते हैं एक minute के बाद. So yeah, it happens. It was quite true.
I am so happy to be right always. The other thing that I have, realized that Libra women are the toughest to, how do I say this? In Hindi you call it patao, and in English you would say to woo. In my book, I think we've given a 5-step program to help guys, men to, get their way around. Why is it so tough to, get around to wooing a Libra woman? What is it that you really want, girl?
Well, I don't know. I think the point says that enough. It isn't कि कुछ खास तौर पे कुछ ऐसा है कि ये चाहिए वो चाहिए. But yes, the guy has to be gentlemanly, of course. जैसा है उसका behavior अच्छा होना चाहिए, especially when you go out in a restaurant and his behavior with the waiter and everything. It all matters. So yes, that's all. और तो ज़्यादा नहीं. We don't demand much. Just थोड़ा सा intelligent होना चाहिए, थोड़ा सा behavior अच्छा होना चाहिए. But that's all. Yeah.
So some wise guy always said, and if I remember this right, that we really don't know what women want. So it takes everything to really please you.
Yeah.
But thank you again for doing this with us. Cheers. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thanks to you. Thank you. Libra Woman, 24th September to 22nd October. Have you ever come across girls who look you in the eye every time you talk and constantly interrupt your flow of words or thoughts with their come to the point interjections? Well, those are the ones governed by the sign of scales Libra. Libran girls are brisk, businesslike and precise. They dislike dilly-dallying and are rarely found to mince words, but they are not brash. In fact, Libran ladies are graceful and well-poised to the point of perfection, as crisp as newly minted banknotes. As much as she is intense, the Libra woman is also emotional and sensitive. If you are friends with a typical Libran, you would know what a fantastic sense of humor she's got. And it is a sight to watch her do the balancing act with her constantly tipping scales. All in all, she is a wonderful person to be with. How can you identify a Libra woman in a crowd? To identify her in a crowd, you would need to watch her behavior very closely. If you are a stranger to her, you will notice that her interaction with you will be limited to an exchange of pleasantries. But sitting in the same gallery, she would be totally in the spirit of having fun. What is interesting to observe in a Libran woman is the way her facial expressions change, from intense to absolute fun and back to intense within a few minutes, depending on her mood. A typical Libran woman is a mix of emotions, feelings and thoughts, all visible on her face, if you can read it well. Another giveaway of her identity is the prankster in her. You may not detect the mischief monger in her. Well, this lady sure can keep a poker face. but she's quite prone to playing pranks. If you are the butt of a practical joke among your friends, chances are that the mind behind it is of your Libran female buddy. With her great sense of humor, she is excellent company. But a Libra girl is also self-obsessed to some extent, which is why she is misunderstood by people around her. She has a unique ability of appreciating and wanting the good things in life. She is extremely intellectual and finds herself attracted to scholarly and philosophical conversations. When it comes to making new friends and alliances, she is quite selective, a trait she shares with her male counterpart. But when with her friends, she can be spontaneous and fun-loving, and with her loved ones, especially her boyfriend or husband, she can be involved to the extent that the world outside could cease to exist for her. A horse with blinkers, I say. What are the key features of her personality? Libran women deal with people in a peculiar way. For starters, they don't want to emotionally hurt people, because of which they find it difficult to say no to anyone, just like the typical Libran male. Having given their word, they find it difficult to back out or fulfill their commitments, and then to get out of this tricky situation, they start renegotiating. Because of this habit, though they may not hurt anybody, they fail to make them happy. A Libran girl is very charming. I would give her an 8 on 10 for that. Like her male counterpart, she has a smooth tongue and therefore is very convincing and persuasive. Being conservative in thought and action is another of her features. Not that she lacks confidence, but she prefers towing the traditional line rather than doing something out of the box. She prefers stunning people with her success and not with her untoward actions. She also gets angry easily. She is the kind who is ready to flip her lid at a moment's notice, but then again, being a thinker and a rational one at that, she is quite capable of reasoning and managing her anger. When in love, a Libran is a true woman, but under crisis, she is as strong as a man. This statement best describes her femininity and willpower. She has an unbreakable spirit. Be it financial problems or emotional issues, she is tireless in her endeavor to overcome it. The feminine side that love can bring out in her is all about emotions, care and devotion, and that is what her partner will usually see. He will get to see her dominant spirit only in crisis situation. Another characteristic of a Libra woman which I would like to mention here is her unpredictable nature. With her, it is difficult to predict what is in store for the onlooker. As a homemaker, a Libran woman is par excellence. With her exceptional taste and ability to manage things, you will find her keeping a sparkling clean and neatly arranged home. And then, there is this grandma-like quality about her. At times, she can go a bit far with her rationality, so much so that it can be overwhelming and make her come across as too preachy. Of course, this trait also helps her in striking a balance with her partner. Libran women are keen on justice, again much like their male counterpart. But with fair play, they can take the divine road and use their charm and femininity to get things done. Very tactfully, of course. But whatever said and done, this woman is not conniving or manipulative. Usually, if she finds a situation or people around her uncomfortable, she will quietly move out of it without creating too much of a fuss. How is she on the following aspects? Appearance. Libra women are extremely fashionable. They are also very adaptive of trends, from shorts and tees at home to evening gowns at cocktail events. a Libra girl can carry it all off with panache. She is also quite detailed about all aspects of grooming, right down to her manicured fingers, trimmed and polished nails, well-set hair, etc. Ambition. Amongst all women, Librans are the most ambitious. A Libran woman wants to grow and climb to top positions and titles. She has the innate talent of knowing how to get things done and perceiving where she needs to be at any given point in time, and she will meticulously plan things out when it comes to getting what she wants. Ego or self-respect. This makes for a curious case for Libra women. I have observed that they possess a great amount of self-respect and a greater amount of ego. Many times in life, their ego is what gets them in trouble, sometimes even to the point of no return. And then again, it is their ego that stops them from mending matters. Responsibility. Unlike the male Libran, a Libra female is able to take up responsibilities and fulfill them too. At times, she might find responsibilities a burden, but mostly she can conduct her duties with ease and grace. She is dependable too. But a Libran woman is not always duty-bound, as they say. Given her desire to have the very best of everything, including materialistic pleasures, she tends to be selfish at times, thereby sidelining her responsibilities. Etiquettes. I would give a Libra girl a 9 on 10 for etiquettes, and similar points for her expectation of high standards in etiquettes from others. She is refined and sophisticated in every sense and expects the same from others. She believes in the ideal behavior of ladies and gentlemen, be it a social tete-a-tete or a business brunch. What is her approach towards life? She has the vision of a dreamer and the idealism of a philosopher. Sure of her abilities and confident of her talent, a Libra woman prefers to be a leader in every sphere of life. Not very realistic, a Libra female, however, is quite practical towards life. Like I mentioned earlier, she is also very emotional, but the sentimental side of her nature is well under control. However, that does not stop her from being hypersensitive, and this lady can get quite touchy about issues close to her heart. How does she score on the following points? Cynicism. Libran girls are sweet-natured, and as they mature, this trait gets further transformed into genuine friendliness. Their even-tempered nature hardly leaves room for cynicism. But yes, once in love, their outlook changes, and they can get skeptical in their quest to achieve their love. Suspicion or jealousy. In a relationship, a Libra woman is able to give a lot of space to her partner and also expects the same from him. Even though she is a complete romantic at heart, she finds it difficult to have someone around her 24/7. She'll get suspicious only if given substantial reason for it. But if she has a doubt, she is quite capable of cross-checking. It is in her nature to follow through whatever she feels. She can go to great extents to discover the truth, including following her man and prying his personal papers, a trait common to Pisces and Sagittarius women too. But she will do these things only to satisfy her doubts and not otherwise. Usually known to be level-headed, if pushed, a Libra woman can get jealous too. For example, if a promotion due to her at work is given to another, or after taking pains getting decked up for a party, her boyfriend compliments another woman, our Libran woman will be none too pleased as she fights the pangs of jealousy, dishonesty and infidelity. Neither will she tolerate, nor does she have these vices in her nature. A relationship for Libran woman is for keeps. She can be extremely devoted in a relationship and expect the same in return. When it comes to infidelity, it's a big no-no for her. And I mean both ways. She will not even encourage flirting and will cling to her ideals of love no matter what. Naturally, she expects her partner to follow suit. A Libra woman will be dishonest only when pushed to the extreme. Since she has ample confidence to own up to her acts, you will rarely find her being untruthful about anything. So much so that getting her to tell a white lie can be quite a task. Hardships. When you probe deep into how a Libra woman thinks, you can actually hear her say, "Hardships are meant for others." But when faced with hardship, she is quite capable of handling the same. Being an achiever and a go-getter, which she most often is, she'll plan for days how to overcome those obstacles. Success and failure. Success is what she yearns for. You can almost say she lives like her life depends on it. What she enjoys the most is the adulation that accompanies success. A Libra woman is somewhere in between being a good loser and a poor loser. When faced with failure, she is prone to cribbing and sniveling about it, even trying to pass the buck at times. If nothing works, she will offer excuses to appease herself and others. But she also has the common sense to pull herself out of them. Host. As hosts, Libra women are extremely detailed and meticulous. She gets a 9 out of 10 from me for playing the perfect host. The best part about her as a host is her sporting spirit. She'll take any critical remark from her guests as a part of a learning process. Guest. Highly opinionated, a Libra girl as a guest is hard to please. Depending on her mood, her reactions will range from critical to hypercritical. She can be both picky and relaxed or fussy and adjusting. Her behavior as a guest depends a lot on her social status too. How does she handle difficult situations? I have observed a range of Libran women in difficult situations, and based on my observations, I have 3 points to make. First, I have concluded that a Libra woman in a complex circumstance tends to blow things out of proportions, thinks way too much and puts her foot where her mouth is. And then comes her ego, because of which she cannot apologize and end fights. She will hold a grudge, not in her heart but in her head, which makes it all the more unforgettable, and sulk for days. And thirdly, but thankfully, she is not vengeful. Neither is she wicked enough to do mean things even when deeply hurt or wounded. What is her characteristic weakness? Although she comes across as a strong personality, a Libra woman is extremely emotional, especially around her loved ones, her boyfriend, husband, children, or immediate family. She is extremely devoted to the people she loves and finds it difficult to manage her emotions when with them. Every emotion that she feels, like pain, disappointment, and sorrow, are taken to intense levels, which not everyone is able to comprehend. She can also worry herself silly over the social behavior of her husband and children. Given the high standards she has for etiquettes, she cannot abide by any deviations in decorum. This might be irksome if her partner has a casual attitude. Is there more to her persona? Well, I guess there is. Her nature has an uncanny resemblance to the symbol of her zodiac sign, the scales. A Libra woman enjoys all good things in life, but she also knows that these things come with the tag, a rather expensive one at that. And so she has to do a fine balancing act between fulfilling her desires and saving for a rainy day. Another reason why her scales tip to and fro is her need to conform to the likes and dislikes of her loved ones while having her way. She also has a leaning towards fair play, and you will find her playing arbiter or mediator amongst friends and family. A Libra woman is a true lady in every sense. She likes everything around her to be appealing, people around her to be graceful, and the man of her life to be gentlemanly. She intensely dislikes violence, so make sure all your Arnold Schwarzenegger, Jean-Claude Van Damme and Jackie Chan DVDs are stowed away when she comes visiting. She is also quite opinionated but is open to other people's views too. Like her male counterpart, she likes to weigh the pros and cons of every situation before forming an opinion. Although this habit is a healthy one when it comes to business or life in general, she takes it rather too seriously in matters of heart. You will have to spend much quality time with her before getting the classic yes from her. This woman also has a lot of tact, which is evident from the way she orates and behaves. Add to that her intelligence and she gets along well with most people. Her natural friendliness with good measures of humor thrown in makes her all the more charming. Most Libra women I have met have a touch of spirituality, and that is why they have high ideals regarding long-term relationships. They look for a certain depth of character in their life partners and an understanding that is suffused with sincere love. A Libra girl is also quite materialistic, and therefore making money is quite important to her. She is not the one who will be satisfied with mediocre living. She yearns for a quality life. And with her go-getter spirit, she often succeeds in achieving what she wants. She is also resilient and will keep going irrespective of setbacks. How should one deal effectively with her? When dealing with a Libra woman as a friend, you should know that she likes to be known as a leader and respected as the lady with brains, with plans and ideas. She would give in only to someone whom she considers more intelligent or shrewd than her. She likes to dominate, so she likes to be with easygoing, submissive people. But if provoked, a Libra woman can turn fiery and aggressive. So you can't classify them into aggressive and passive. They are the kinds who are aggressive at work and passive after office hours. The best way to deal with a Libra female is to be straightforward and honest. Flattery works on her, but she is smart enough to know if it's appreciation or plain sucking up. When it comes to work, you need to have a balance between giving her independence to do her own thing and guiding her to do the right path. If pushed, she can launch off on an emotional spree and get negative ideas, and that certainly won't work in your favor. How does she handle money matters? Usually very careful with her money, a Libra woman likes saving her funds. In the early stages of a relationship, you will find her buying gifts for her boyfriend or any person she gets along well with, as she likes spending on her loved ones. But other than that, she is quite calculative when it comes to dishing out the moolah. On the other hand, she can sometimes be very impulsive about spending. You may catch her returning with full bags and an empty purse after a shopping spree, and you are also likely to catch her repenting the latter. She is the kind who will spend when she gets in the mood and tighten her belt later. How is she on the professional front? With their innate ability to gel easily with people, Libran females make charming co-workers. They are extremely supportive teammates who believe in giving credit where due. However, being ambitious with a million dreams in her kitty, the Libran woman would be none too pleased to see others around her being given too much attention, especially if she feels she is better than the lot. Akin to her male counterpart, she is attracted to professions related to law, teaching, advocacy, banking, public relations, news anchor, and even artistic ventures. Here too, she'll prefer working as a part of a team rather than going solo. With her penchant for keeping everything proper, her working area would be free of clutter, probably done up with plants, decoration pieces, or some other artifacts. How is she in various relationship roles? A Libran girl is quite focused and determined and therefore prefers least interference but with the right amount of guidance from her parents. As a daughter, she could be a devoted, caring and compassionate child to both of her parents. She would expect her mother to be a friend and her father to be a source of strength. But she can turn stubborn and rebellious in order to achieve her needs and wants. Once you have cleared her checklist or minimum criteria and gained her confidence, she can be extremely dependable as a friend. In a long-term love relationship, she is devoted and sincere and expects the same in return. She is rarely found around men who are powerful. When she looks for power, it's not in the physical sense, but more in an achiever and provider sense. I guess what she actually wants is long-term security. As a mother, she is to her children what she wants her mother to be for her, a friend and a guide. How is she when alone? As much as she likes company, a Libra woman can be very much at ease with herself. Maybe this comes from her need for space. When she does have space or time, she can be quite comfortable browsing through a book or watching a movie. This proves she is restless only about ambition, work and career. Otherwise, she is quite content with herself, which I guess is natural. How is she when in love? Love can completely floor her. A Libra woman is very romantic and gets totally involved with her man. When in love, she can be extremely submissive and adjusting. Her kind of love is also full on understanding. A Libra girl is extremely understanding of the feelings and situations of her husband, children, family and friends. She is ever ready to help those she loves. But with the people with whom she doesn't share such a bond, her understanding can be had only with a good amount of reasoning. Although a Libra woman has a balanced outlook towards life, she finds it difficult to implement this in her relationships. Once she has found her true love, her family is like to become second priority for her. She will be totally devoted to her husband and her love is long-term in every sense. What does she look for in her partner? It isn't easy to win the heart of a Libra girl, as she has high ideals for the man in her life. She seeks refinement, grace and intelligence, a major dose of all these qualities actually, as well as understanding, sincerity and a balanced outlook towards life in the man of her dreams. She wants her man to be strong enough to give her the security she needs and tolerant enough to give her the freedom she wants. And above all, she wants her man to respect her for what she is. While dating her, you should be on time. Yes, and that's just for starters. The Libra woman is a stickler for etiquettes. So make sure that you memorize the social code of conduct before meeting her. Let me simplify things here and take you one step at a time. Step 1. Be careful while selecting the venue. Remember, the Libra girl appreciates beauty and has a strong aesthetic sense. Therefore, make sure the restaurant that you choose has an appealing ambience. Step 2. She is ultra-feminine. You can carry a bunch of flowers with you on your date, and sending her a touching text message just before you arrive would be perfect to get things started. Step 3. Close shave, gelled hair, good clothes. Immaculate is the word here. And fabulous cologne can help you go a long way with the Libra girl. Step 4. Be prepared for some stimulating conversation. Nothing will floor a Libran woman more than an intellectual companion. Once she is convinced you are not just adept at conversation but are also intelligent and well-informed, asking her out the second time won't be a problem at all. Step 5. Show her you care. If you are meeting her on a windy day, carry a warm shawl for her. She will try and assess how loving or caring you are with all your gestures. And being a romantic at heart, none of your sincere efforts will ever be wasted on her. A Libra woman is subtle. If she likes you, she will drop delicate hints to let you know this. If you're sharp enough to understand her body language, you stand a chance to win. Don't ever expect her to ask you out. She is too womanly for that. Compatibility quotient. The Libra woman is governed by the sign of scales. She will swing to and fro with indecision and doubt. Confident and intelligent in her own right, she is nevertheless quite laid back. Known to be extremely feminine and charming, how much can she connect with the men on the zodiac? Let's find out. Libra woman and Aries man. 7 on 10. With the right amount of adjustments at both ends, this can be a good relationship. The Arian might have to curb his aggressive nature, while the Libran woman should learn to take fast decisions. Both are emotionally charged, being possessing the ability to interact with people, and that will work in their favor. Libra woman and Taurus man. 6 on 10. Although there are similar qualities, a long-term relationship is a difficult bargain for both. He is too possessive for the freedom-loving Libran, and she is too outgoing for the homely Taurian. Libra woman and Gemini man. 8 on 10. Wonderful chemistry. Both are outgoing and adventurous, as well as adept at sharing a good conversation. The Gemini man will be able to meet the balancing needs of the Libra woman perfectly. Libra woman and Cancer man. 6 on 10. A deeper understanding of each other's traits can help this relationship. Since a Cancer man is not good at voicing his feelings, the Libra woman might feel frustrated. Problems can also arise over money matters, since the Cancer guy loves to save every penny, whereas the Libra girl loves to splurge occasionally. Libra woman and Leo man. Well, 9.5 over 10. A match made in heaven. Both share qualities that they take pride in. Outgoing, affectionate, and fun-loving. A relationship between the Leo man and Libra woman is likely to rock. Libra woman and Virgo man. 5 on 10. The combination can work, but with a lot of effort. These two are poles apart as far as their attitude in life is concerned. They would need to come to terms with the disparities in their nature to make this relationship successful. Libra woman and Libra man. 7 on 10. This one can swing either way. Since both have similar traits, if they don't keep their negatives in check, their relationship cannot stand the test of time. However, both will infuse each other with innate charm, and their love for finer things in life can make their relationship last long. Libra woman and Scorpio man. 6 on 10. In a Libra woman Scorpio man combination, the path is strewn with potholes. Although she may find his passion attractive to begin with, she won't be able to take his headstrong way easily. Likewise, he will find it difficult to give her as much freedom as she craves for. Libra woman and Sagittarius man. 8 on 10. Once they get the relationship started, it would be a ball. But the catch here is to get it started. Both are hesitant to commit and would need lot of convincing to agree for a long-term relationship. They have plenty of creativity and good humor to make their relationship an affair to remember. Libra woman and Capricorn man. 4 on 10. This might be a case of attraction at first and repulsion later. She will like his feet on the ground nature at first, but later get tired of it. While her outgoing nature will fire his imagination initially, only to be burnt out later. This relationship can only work with continuous doses of understanding and unlimited compromises. Libra woman and Aquarius man. 9.5 on 10. The relationship between these two will be based on mutual satisfaction. Since both would value each other's freedom, there would be enough space for the relationship to mature beautifully. Both will enjoy each other's adventurous streak, intelligent conversation, and good humor. Libra woman and Pisces man. 6 on 10. Again, a relationship that can swing either way. If she learns to handle his idealistic and emotional nature, and he learns to manage her intellectual mind and independent attitude, this relationship can be pulled off. Famous Libra women personalities: Hema Malini, Margaret Thatcher, Kate Winslet, Gwyneth Paltrow, Catherine Zeta-Jones, and Rekha.